Hey everyone, Miss Dempsey here. I wanted to bring you all something really interesting. I came across this video file the other day, and this was when I was cleaning my computer, and I came across this. And this was recorded not long after the game came out. So, for those who joined the game recently, one of the things that was a lot different was that the daily races were actually daily races, as in they changed rotation at the end of the day. So every day you'd get something else, and new wacky combination at times, and that always kept the game pretty fresh. I think it was around 2018 when they actually made it pretty much weekly races. So for today's video, we're going to take a look at a race I did back then at Kato Driving Park Yamagiwa with the Viper Group 4. If I remember correctly, the Viper was one of the best cars in the Group 4 class compared to now, early 2020, where it's actually one of the worst cars. So here we go, we're about to load up. It's a little different how it was back then than how it is now. And I also want to apologize because when I found this video file, for some reason it doesn't have any sound. So you're not going to be able to hear any of the game audio. I couldn't find it. So yeah, so really weird for that to happen. So in this race, at the time I was recording this, my driver rating was at C. My qualifying time in this race was about 4 seconds behind pole position. So as you see here, I ended up getting a 146.5 and pole was at 142.8. So it's going to be interesting to see if I can even go up, starting in 11th place, near dead last. Alright, here we go. So this is actually one thing I missed, the cinematic start. I don't remember when they moved it, but as we start the race, I have a couple assists on. I'm on traction control 3. I had stability management on, and of course this was way before I got the Logitech wheel, so I'm racing on the controller. So I start braking really early, and I'm kind of just using a little bit of throttle. The traction control, the stability management is taking care of me. I'm having the cones on and the little blue markers on, which I don't remember what they're called. It's just really interesting to see how I was back then. I think I almost lost control right there. Noticed the car got a little bit squirmy, but oh well. The Huracan is slowly getting away, brake at the 50-meter mark, and I don't do any trail braking. I didn't know that such a thing existed. Someone's already in the grass, so we're going to go ahead and already go up a position, so we're already doing some good work here. Alright, so we're approaching this chicane. We're going to see if we do any trail braking. We brake just before the 100, and no trail braking. I just let the car coast for a little bit and slowly accelerate while making sure that the traction control takes care of me. We're already up another position as another car lost control. And we're just going to just take our sweet time over here, brake after the 35R ends. And it's just really weird for me to see that I'm not trail braking at all. It's just so weird to just see how I was back then. As we approach this next turn, I brake early and just a little dab of braking here and there. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and head on over to the left. Or not, I guess we're just going to be in the middle of the track. And we're already shooting a little bit wide. Traction control is taking care of us. And we're actually getting a little bit closer to the Huracan just up ahead. And I'm slowly going to, I guess we're not going to be directly behind it, because I guess I didn't know that you can go a little bit faster if you're behind a car. Yeah, it's just really weird to see how my driving is back then. Alright, so we're going to slowly accelerate. I guess that part I do know to some extent. We're just going to go up the hill. Still, traction control is taking care of us. And we do know how to go at full throttle, so that's good. I'm really trying to not criticize myself too much, because then this video will just be full of me criticizing my driving back then. But I think this is a good way to just reflect back on our driving back then and just to see how we've improved. So maybe every now and then just save a replay of a race that you did pretty good on, or you just had a decent race on. And maybe in a year or two from now, you can save another replay and then just compare and see how much you've improved because I mean, if you see how my racing is now compared to back then, well, there's definitely some improvement. So going back to the race, we're still not trail braking. We do know how to slowly accelerate, so that's nice, which makes me question why I even have traction control on to begin with. Probably just wasn't confident. So as we go ahead and hit the next apex, and we're just trying to see if we can get a bit closer to 8th place. He's using the cones as our reference point. And of course, this was way before I started using different objects lying around the track as the braking points, accelerating points, and all that good stuff. Something I should say is that this was when I was a lot more casual about racing games in general. I wasn't into sim racing just yet. Of course, I didn't know much about how to go faster. I didn't know much about the Gran Turismo YouTubers, so like Kid25, Super GT, Z28, and I didn't know anything about any of the really fast players in this game. So like Turismo Lester, TR Lightning, Car McQueen, knew nothing about them. So it's just really weird to see how much I know about this game now compared to back then. I guess I'm just having like a little nostalgia trip as we just look at this video. And we're going to go ahead and still keep on talking about the race, even though nothing's really been happening. Not trail braking for the 3rd time through this chicane. Kind of just taking my own time. And looks like the Huracan ended up going through that turn a little bit slower. And I don't know what I'm doing actually. As we get closer, we're going to brake a lot earlier. I'm just going way too slow through this turn. So we're going to see if we can get a little bit closer, and we actually jumped up about 0.3 of a second. We're slowly getting closer, but it's not going to be enough to be able to get an overtake because I'm still braking way too early. So there they go. They're just going to increase the gap on us because I just don't know how to go through that chicane at that time. Brake where those 2 markers were, which was right before the 50-meter mark, and just let traction control take care of us as we go through that last turn. Alright, now we're actually behind the Huracan, or we're kind of behind the Huracan, and I'm just looking back for no reason when I could see that they're 6 seconds behind. Still not behind the Huracan because I guess I just don't know about Slipstream as he goes wide, so we're going to quickly gain on him. And we're still getting closer. We're going to see if we can try to make it possible to get a lot closer and potentially overtake him as we see 6th and 7th place up ahead in distance battling it out. And well, he's just going to get further away from us because I'm going to assume that the ASM, the stability management, is actually slowing us down a lot more than it should be. Go through this turn just nice and gently, no drama. And we're slowly getting a little bit closer, but it's not going to be much. But we're going to go ahead and get ourselves set up for the final chicane. We're going to brake at the 100-meter mark and just go through this chicane nice and gently as the Huracan ends up messing up. And we're just going, okay, I guess we're just going to brake and let him go. I don't really know what was my thinking there. I was probably afraid that I was going to end up hitting him or something. I really don't know what was my thinking back then. And we're still close. We could have gone for a potential overtake at that last turn, but I backed out again. Still braking too early for this chicane, and he's just going to go ahead and get away from us. And yeah, that was really interesting just to see how my driving was back then. And we're just going to go through this last turn, just letting this assist take care of us. And well, that's pretty much it. We're not going to catch up to the Huracan. And we're just going to go ahead and cross the finish line in just a moment with a 149. Our best time was a 146.6. Well, the fastest lap was a 143.8. So we were a bit, well, not that fast. But yeah, that was really interesting to see how my racing was back then. I do have another clip that I happened to find, and this was when I was racing during the beta days before the full release version of Gran Turismo Sport came out. So I don't know when I'm going to put that up, but I think that'd be something interesting to take a look at. But anyways, that's pretty much it for this race, and I just want to give a huge thanks to all of you for the love and support lately, as we just hit 3,000 subscribers. Really awesome to see that happen. My team is also running a promotion with GTR Simulator, so if you want to buy anything from them, just don't forget to put in the code word Phoenix for 15% off your order. But anyways, time to sign off now. So this is Mr. MCA wishing you a good race, and I'll see you in the next video.